Join us right now to discuss retired FBI supervisor, Special Agent John Nance, criminal defense attorney Randy Zellin, and attorney Tom Del-Vaccaro. Tom, just by the luck of the draw, I'm going to start with you. Your interpretation of what's going on right now.
Well, this is a great day for the Republicans investigating because they wanted the judge to slow this down. They want more information to come out. So as a political matter, the longer this drags out for the Bidens, the worse it is. As an attorney, I'm glad to see a judge stand up. They don't usually like to be in these hardcore situations, John Marshall, Supreme Court Justice, accepted. So this is a stunning thing that she's willing to stand up to all this pressure. That's a big deal, I think.
Randy, I want to get your thoughts here on process. So the plea deal was rejected, so they don't have that now. But then we're hearing that Hunter Biden ended with pleading not guilty. Did they even need to plea anything? Just kind of take us through the strategy of what his lawyers should be doing and what they've chosen to do.
And what is wonderful about this show is that we can talk about not the legal stuff, not the fancy highfalutin stuff, what's really going on here. And here's what's really going on. There was a chance taken by the defense and to a certain extent the government. The stickiest thing of this whole agreement that has caught the country and maybe the world's attention is he done? Is he skating on FARA? Is he skating on bribery and walking out with 2 misdemeanors and a pretrial diversion? So 2 misdemeanors. So the defense knew we can't put this in an agreement that he's done. We don't want to put the government in that position, and the government doesn't want to be put in that position. So let's just leave it. Not one way or the other, and let's hope we can slide it through, and we'll worry about it when we need to worry about it.
Putting all the onus on the judge.
But hoping that the judge would be like, listen, I'm not here to blow this up. You fellas, boys and girls, have agreed to this. As long as he can allocute, meaning tell me what you did was wrong. He understands his constitutional rights. He's doing it knowingly, voluntarily. He's not drunk, so he knows what he's doing. We're done. They didn't anticipate that this judge would say, hold the phone. This is not my legacy where if this blows up and Hunter says, no, I'm done, and the government says, no, we're still investigating. That's not my legacy.
And by the way a lot of people would look at this is that the DOJ actually was giving a sweetheart deal to the president's son.
Right.
The attorneys for Hunter Biden, obviously on his side. So a lot of people looked at this as a last opportunity. It's a Trump-appointed judge who has to answer to appeals courts or anybody else, including the public, as far as what decisions she might make here. They come in with a great deal for Hunter Biden, but the rest of a lot of the country saying, well, wait a minute, this looks a little unfair. John, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, just to comment briefly on the judge, I mean, yeah, she's a Trump-appointed judge, but she's made contributions to both parties. So I don't think she's a partial judge. And I think what she's saying is this is a plea deal of all plea deals. Just based on the charges before her, looking at the sentencing guidelines, Hunter should be looking at about 2 years and 3 months of real jail time. So, and that doesn't even account for the felony gun charge either. And the IRS.
John, I'm sure you know, there are people that go to jail for years on what he was charged with.
Wesley Snipes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
2 misdemeanors got consecutive time.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, Tom, I want to go back to get your thoughts on this judge. I mean, literally in the hot seat. As Randy pointed out, she didn't really have to blow it up. If the 2 parties agreed, she could say, okay, fine. Why do you think she chose not to do that?
Because this was never going to be the end of the day of this. If this is just a common criminal, right? Then she goes along with it. It's in the books. No one really cares. But that document that she was going to have to sign, that court order, was going to be admissible somewhere else along the line in these investigations. And she had to know, as she's writing this court order, what's in this box and what's outside the box. And as Randy pointed out so eloquently, they were hoping no one put that bright line anywhere.
And to John's point, here's the thing that can't be glossed over. Every plea agreement that I've ever negotiated always says the last paragraph. This agreement constitutes only between Randy and Randy's client and this office. It doesn't bind any other office, and if it doesn't say it in this agreement, it doesn't count. This agreement clearly didn't say anything that says he's done, he's covered, we're finished. They were hoping, to your point, to slip this through. And again, this judge was like, this is not what I'm going to be known for, because somebody was going to say, Judge, why didn't you just confirm that he's done or he's not done? I didn't think I had to. I mean, come on.
And the work the FBI and others have done, John, the work has changed how a lot of people perceive this. This deal was in the works over months and months, right? In the meantime, the Republicans in Congress are getting more and more information, including the whistleblowers last week. Sure. We know now $17 million was given to the Biden family. Is that all accounted for? Have all the taxes been paid? There are all kinds of questions now, John, that didn't exist and may not be favorable to Hunter Biden.
That's correct. Well, we owe those IRS whistleblowers a great debt of gratitude. And in fact, the IRS was suggesting that these should be felony tax charges, not just misdemeanor tax charges. So, and by the way, those IRS whistleblowers have conducted themselves professionally, credibly. They've really set the standard for whistleblowing thus far.
Your thoughts, Tom? I mean, again, as you even referenced earlier, more and more information is coming out that is not good for the Biden family overall, not just Hunter.
Yeah, well, look, Hunter needed this deal. No one wants, Randy can talk to this, no one wants those kind of charges just sitting out there. Who knows what will happen with the gun charge? That could carry serious time for someone like Hunter Biden. But as a political matter, and that's what this is, because I listened to the White House press secretary says, as you know, this was independently done. There ain't nothing independent about the DOJ. If it was going to be independent, there'd be a special counsel and we'd get somewhere. This is always and always will be somewhat political, if not completely political. And the longer this goes for the Bidens, the more, you all know him from California, somebody named Gavin Newsom is sitting there at his wine bar happy.
Yeah, I have to. Where was that? The French, what's it called?
French Laundry.
The French Laundry, at the French Laundry.
Yes.
Mr. Keller.
So bring this together for us, Randy. Where do we stand? Because the Hunter folks thought they were going to go in, do a deal, go away today. Okay. Where does it stand?
Constitutional, smonstitutional. This was not about briefing. This was the judge's way of saying, you know something? This deal is changing now. We are going to have it clearly stated that your problems are not over. This agreement covers the 2 misdemeanor tax charges and a pretrial diversion on the gun charge. And that's it. And what the judge didn't want to do is put Hunter in a position, particularly with his fragile state, of having to flip on a dime, agree to this, which could be monumental for him. That was her way of saying, go home, talk to your lawyers, because when you come back, I'm asking you about this, and this record is going to be bulletproof, that you understand what you're being covered and what you're done with and what may still be out there. That's all that this was about.
All right. I appreciate you for keeping it real, as always. Randy Zellin, thanks so much. Also, John Nance, Tom Del Beccaro, stick around with us. Lots more to come.